Attention passionate Chicago, Bears fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Chicago Bears' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Chicago Bears fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Chicago Bears fans. Let's get to the news. Now, folks, let me tell you the NFL landscape is constantly shifting, and right now, there's a buzz that's shaking the NFC North to its core. Rumors are swirling around the Chicago Bears and a blockbuster move that could redefine their season and, honestly, the division itself. We're talking about the Bears finalizing a trade for T. Higgins, the wide receiver from the Cincinnati Bengals. Yes, you heard that right. This is not just any trade. It's a move that could propel the Bears into a new stratosphere, especially when it comes to their offensive firepower. And the implications are huge, not just for the current season, but for their future ambitions as well. So let's unpack what this means. According to sources close to the league, the Bears are in serious talks to acquire Higgins in exchange for a second-round pick in the 2026 NFL Draft. That's a significant investment, but one that makes a lot of sense when you consider what Higgins can bring to the table. The Bears, sitting at 4-2 in the NFC North, are in a prime position to make a splash, especially after dealing with some recent struggles at the wide receiver position following the injury to DJ Moore, who's been sidelined with a hip and groin injury and is expected to be out until Week 8. Higgins arrives as a true red zone threat, a player who can stretch the field and create mismatches, especially with Caleb Williams now leading the offense. And if you think about the potential for this offense, Higgins could be that missing piece that ignites the attack and takes it to another level. But why now? Well, the Bengals, currently at 3-3, are in a bit of a rebuild mode. They're prioritizing future draft picks to set up for a potential quarterback of the future, especially with Joe Burrow's massive $42 million cap hit in 2026. The Bengals are also looking to free up around $12 million in cap space, which makes sense when you consider their recent struggles on defense, giving up an average of 25 points per game. It's a tricky situation for Cincinnati, who are trying to balance their rebuilding process with the need to keep their core competitive. Trading Higgins, a two-time Pro Bowler and one of the top 30 players on ESPN's 2025 list, makes sense from a strategic standpoint. They're looking to stockpile draft picks and perhaps focus on building a more balanced roster that can sustain success longer term, especially considering their defense is leaking points and their secondary is vulnerable, giving up around 4 yards per reception to opponents. Now, let's talk about Higgins himself, because he's not just any wide receiver. He's a separator, an elite talent capable of making plays in critical moments. Over his career, Higgins has amassed over 500 receiving yards and 32 touchdowns, with a yards per reception average of 14.2 and a PFF grade overall that's consistently high. This season, until October 19th, Higgins has shown flashes of his elite ability, hauling in 28 receptions for 412 yards and 4 touchdowns. His explosiveness was on full display in Week 4, when he caught 8 passes for 132 yards, including a 55-yard touchdown, showcasing his ability to change the game with his size and speed. His physicality and route running make him a matchup nightmare, especially given his 6'4" frame and 4.59-second 40-yard dash time. What really sets Higgins apart, though, is his ability to win contested catches. Around 62% of the time, he comes down with the ball in traffic, a trait that evokes comparisons to Julio Jones in terms of mismatches against defenders. His yards after catch average of 6.2 yards per reception places him comfortably in the top 15 among wide receivers, making him not just a deep threat, but also a reliable weapon in the red zone. Higgins' injury history this season has been light, with only a shoulder injury in Week 2 that caused him to miss a game, and he's shown resilience to bounce back from setbacks. From a team-building perspective, the Bears are looking to get a boost in their passing game, especially in the red zone, where they currently convert just about 50% of their trips into touchdowns. Higgins can help change that, creating mismatches against linebackers and safeties, opening up opportunities for Caleb Williams to find him in crucial situations. His presence on the field is expected to elevate the entire offense, making it more dynamic and versatile, particularly in high-pressure moments. Combine that with the development of Rome Oduns, who's been graded at 87. 2 by PFF and is projected to reach over 100 yards this season, and you start to see a real offensive juggernaut taking shape in Chicago. And let's not forget about the impact on the defense. When the offense is firing on all cylinders, the Bears' defense gets a boost too. Right now, their defense is allowing around 18 points per game, which is impressive, but with the added offensive firepower, they could push that margin even lower, especially in close games. The team's cap space after restructuring is around $8. $7 million, which gives the front office some flexibility to fine-tune the roster further, perhaps with additional signings or extensions to keep the momentum going. Looking ahead to the playoffs, this move could be a game-changer. Currently, the Bears' Super Bowl odds, according to FanDuel, are around +8, 500, but with Higgins in the fold, those odds could improve dramatically. Some projections suggest a jump to +2, 800. Higgins is a true X-factor, someone who can make a difference in clutch moments, especially in the postseason. His ability to make contested catches, especially in high-stakes playoff games, evokes memories of the legendary Marshall and the Bears' championship runs of the 2010s. His size and catching ability will allow him to break coverages and create big plays when the team needs them most. If the Bears can harness that potential, they're looking at an offense that could add around 12 points per game in the postseason, a significant boost that could push them into serious Super Bowl contention. Now, shifting gears a bit, let's look at what this move means for Cincinnati. They're in a rebuild, and trading Higgins is a strategic decision to accumulate draft capital and clear cap space for future extensions and roster building. The Bengals are also trying to protect their future, especially with the uncertainty surrounding their secondary and the need to bolster their offensive line, which is allowing an average of 3-2 sacks per game. This trade signals that Cincinnati is prioritizing long-term success over short-term gains, and with Joe Burrow's extension looming, they're trying to manage their cap wisely. In terms of the division, this move could have ripple effects. The Bears, with this addition, become even more formidable in the NFC North. The Vikings and Lions will have to adjust their game plans, knowing that the Bears now have a true playmaker who can change the course of a game at any moment. It's not just about one player, it's about the strategic shift that this trade represents. The Bears are positioning themselves as serious contenders, not just for this season, but for seasons to come, especially if Caleb Williams continues to develop and thrives with a weapon like Higgins by his side. This is the kind of move that can energize a fan base, spark confidence in the locker room, and send a message to the entire league. The Bears are back in the game, and they're not afraid to make bold moves to get ahead. It's a statement of intent, a signal that Chicago is committed to competing at the highest level and chasing that elusive Super Bowl. And for fans, it's an exciting time, filled with hope and anticipation. So as we wrap up this news, remember that this trade, if it happens as rumored, could very well be a turning point for the Bears. It's a move that combines strategic thinking, talent acquisition, and a hunger for success. It's about building a team that can compete now and sustain success in the future. The NFC North is about to get even more competitive, and the Bears are clearly aiming to be at the top of that mountain once again. And now, Chicago Bears fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Chicago Bears. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Chicago Bears news.